My child, you have felt the weight of this season, and yet you have persevered. This is a moment of divine recognition, a message sent specifically for those like you, my chosen ones, who have passed a significant test without even realizing you were being examined. If you are hearing these words and they resonate deep within your soul, it is because you have successfully navigated a trial of faith. You may be asking what this test was and what lies ahead for you. Listen closely, for I am here to reveal the meaning behind your struggle and the purpose for your future. I want you to understand that my gaze upon you is not recent. I have been with you from the moment you took your first breath. I have been a silent witness to every chapter of your life. I saw you journeying through valleys of deep shadow, moments where you questioned your own value and doubted the strength I placed within you. I have seen the silent tears you cried when you felt completely alone. I have watched how the world has tried to pressure you, to mold you into an image that is not your own, to fit you into boxes that could never contain the spirit I gave you. But through it all, you did not shatter. You may have bent under the pressure, you may have wept in sorrow, you may have stumbled and felt you were about to fall, but you never fully broke. Your spirit, though tested, remained intact. This resilience, this quiet strength, is precisely what I needed to see. You ask about the nature of the test. It was not a grand, public spectacle. It was a test of quiet obedience, of enduring patience, and of silent strength. You were tested in the moments when no one else was watching. You passed the test in the countless hours you chose kindness over bitterness, even when you had every right to be angry. You succeeded in those split seconds when you could have struck back with words of retaliation, but instead chose to hold your peace and trust in me. This was not a test designed for an audience to applaud. It was a private examination of the heart, conducted in the inner chamber of your spirit, a place where only I am a prison. It is in that sacred, unseen space that you proved your faithfulness. This test was never meant to be a punishment. Its purpose was to reveal. It was designed to uncover the incredible strength I embedded in you from the very beginning. It was meant to bring to light the depth of your loyalty to me. It is easy for many to proclaim their love for me when the sun is shining brightly, when all doors seem to open effortlessly, and when the path before them is smooth and clear. But I am always searching for those who will whisper my name when the storm clouds gather, who will call on me when the winds of adversity howl, who will trust me even when a door closes, and who will seek my light even when the world around them grows dark. I look for those who can wait for me without needing a sign, who can trust me without demanding an explanation, and who can believe in my promise even when all the evidence seems to point to the contrary. That, my beloved child, is the very test you have just passed. Because you have walked through this purifying fire, you have not only been proven, you have been refined. You cannot yet see the full picture of what I have been preparing for you during this time, but soon, your spiritual eyes will be open to a new reality. Do not expect the next chapter of your life to resemble the past. I am doing something entirely new. The old ways, the old struggles, the old mindsets, they have passed away. I am birthing a new purpose within you, something that could only be forged through this intense process of fire, silence, and unwavering trust. The pain you have endured was not meaningless. It was purposeful, it was intentional, and it was a divinely orchestrated part of your preparation. You will soon begin to notice a shift in your life. It may be subtle at first, like the gentle turning of a season. I will open your ears to hear my voice with a clarity you have not known before. I will reawaken the dreams I placed in your heart, not as they were before, but with a new sense of purpose and divine weight. You will no longer feel the need to seek constant validation from others, running from person to confirm what you feel I am telling you. I myself will be your confirmation. I will speak to you in the quiet moments of your day. My words will carry the authority of eternity, silencing your fears and dispelling your confusion. You ask, what happens next? I will not leave you in the dark, for I do not lead my children through confusion but with clear purpose. The next phase of your journey is one of divine alignment. You will start to see me gently removing things from your life that no longer serve your new purpose. This is not a punishment but a preparation. Certain relationships, old habits, and even familiar places may begin to fall away. I urge you not to cling to them. Do not spend your energy mourning their departure. Understand that whatever I remove, I will replace with something far better. Whatever I prune, I am doing so to allow for more abundant fruit to grow. For every door I close, it is only to open a greater, more significant one. You have just passed through a narrow, difficult passage. That was your wilderness season, your time of being hidden from the world. You were never forgotten during that time. You were simply concealed for your own protection and development. I covered you with my hand while I was doing a deep work within you. I hid you from the view of those who might have spoken words of doubt and death over the promise I placed in your life. I kept you under the shadow of my wing, not because I was displeased, but because I delighted in you and wanted to protect the sacred process of your transformation. I was closer to you than your own breath, even in the moments you could not feel my presence. Now I am calling you to step forward. This is not a call to move in haste or anxiety, but to walk with a bold and quiet confidence. You will not need to strive for position or fight to be noticed. I will be the one who shines my light through you. I will make your name known, not for your own glory, but because your heart is now prepared to carry my presence without being corrupted by pride. You will instinctively deflect any praise and direct it back to me, its rightful source. This humble heart is why I chose you. It is why you were tested. It is why you were hidden for a season. Allow me to speak directly to the part of you that still harbors doubt. Yes, I see it. I am aware of the questions you have tucked away beneath your layers of faith. I am not offended by your questions. In fact, I welcome them. Come to me with all your uncertainty. My divine nature is not intimidated by your human weakness. I am drawn to it. It is in the very places where you feel weak that my strength can be displayed in its most perfect form. You have absolutely nothing to prove to me. I knew every part of you before you were formed, and I still chose you. I chose you knowing every mistake you would make. I chose you knowing every moment you would fall short. My love for you is not conditional upon your performance. It is eternally rooted in my very nature as a loving father. The time you feared was wasted was, in reality, a period of intensive preparation. The seasons that looked like repeated failures were actually me laying a divine foundation in your spirit. I have been constructing a spiritual framework within you that is now strong enough to bear the weight of the blessings and responsibilities I am about to pour into your life. You were not being delayed. You were being fortified. You were not being held back. You were being matured. You were being separated from the noise and chaos of the world so that you could learn to recognize the distinct sound of my voice. A great release is coming into your life. I will release you into the very destiny I whispered to your heart in secret. Those dreams you thought were too big, the goals that seemed too distant, the promises that felt impossible, they are now drawing near. But they will not manifest in the way you imagine. I work in ways that are beyond human understanding, ways that often confound the wise of this world. I do not follow the predictable paths created by men. I carve my own paths through the wilderness. I am known for taking the humble and lifting them to places of honor. I take those who have been rejected and crown them with my favor. This, my child, is your inheritance. You will begin to walk in a series of divine appointments. Watch as doors begin to open for you without any effort on your part. Observe how the right people will be drawn to you, not because you sought them out, but because I sent them. See how the resources you need will appear exactly when you need them. Everything will begin to converge in a way that is unmistakably my doing. You will know it is my hand at work because it will be accompanied by a profound sense of peace, not pressure. You will not have to manipulate circumstances or force outcomes. I will cause everything to flow to you because your heart is now truly aligned with mine. You will be tempted at times to downplay what I am doing through you. Walk in humility, yes, but do not apologize for the light I have placed within you. When you operate in the gifts I have given you, you are not being arrogant. You are being obedient. Let your confidence rest securely in me, not in your own abilities. Do not shrink back to make those around you feel more comfortable. Do not minimize your calling to avoid the risk of rejection. You are not responsible for how others react to your obedience. You are only responsible for obeying my call. Let me remind you that you were created for this specific time in history, not for any other. I placed you here in this generation at this precise moment because I saw a unique quality in you that perfectly fits into my divine puzzle. Your voice has weight. Your steps have purpose. Your obedience has power. Every time you say yes to me, it sends echoes into eternity. Every hidden act of love, every sacrifice made in secret, every prayer uttered through thirst, it all matters deeply to me. Nothing has been wasted. Soon you will feel a new sense of urgency. This will not be the frantic energy of anxiety, but the calm and powerful pull of divine motion. I am moving, and I am moving you with me. The feeling of being stuck will dissipate. The cycles of defeat that have plagued you are being broken. I am severing your ties to old, destructive patterns. The enemy has tried to convince you that you would always struggle, that you would always be overlooked, and that you would always be on the outside looking in. Today, I declare that this lie is shattered. I speak a new word over your life, forward. No longer will you go backward or circle the same mountain. Your direction is forward. Prepare your heart for the unexpected. I am going to surprise you with my goodness. I will show you favor in places where you felt disqualified. I will elevate you in the very areas where you felt most inadequate. I will pour out my spirit upon you in a greater measure than ever before. This is not just for your own benefit, but for the sake of the people I have assigned to your lifa, people who are waiting to be touched by your voice, your gifts, and your presence. They are waiting for you. Your obedience is the key that will unlock their breakthrough. Child, listen now as I remind you of those who walked this path before you. I want you to understand that your experience is not unique in the history of my people. The road of testing, fire, refinement, and promise is a well-trodden one. You are not the first to feel the crushing weight of my silence, the heavy burden of waiting, the sharp sting of rejection, or the deep confusion of delay. You are walking in the very footsteps of saints and prophets who were called, chosen, broken, and then elevated, not by human strength, but by my divine power. Think of my servant Abraham. I called him away from his home, from everything he knew, and sent him toward a land he had never seen. I made him a promise not just of land, but of a legacy so vast his descendants would outnumber the stars. Yet for decades, he and Sarah remained childless. His faith was tested not just once, but over and over again. There were long seasons where it seemed my promise had failed. But he continued to believe in me, and when the time was perfect, me time, not his, he fulfilled my word. Consider Joseph, who received dreams of leadership from me as a boy. His journey to the palace did not start with a straight line. It began with a descent into a pit. Betrayed, sold, falsely accused, and imprisoned, what looked like a series of tragic detours was the very path I designed to position him for greatness. In the darkness of that prison, I forged in him the character he would need to handle immense authority with humility. Remember Moses, who spent 40 years in the wilderness, a fugitive tending sheep. That wilderness was not a punishment. It was his classroom. It was there, in the profound silence, that I taught him to hear my voice and shaped him into a humble leader. He was filled with self-doubt, but I do not choose based on human ability. I choose based on a willing heart. And David, the shepherd boy, was anointed king while he was still a youth, yet he spent years running for his life. His most important tests were not fought in public, but in the private faithfulness of his heart while he was alone in the fields. His heart remained turned toward me even when he stumbled, and that is what I honor. These figures and countless others faced their own fires. Their paths were not easy, but they were holy. Their victories were born from struggle, and their struggles produced an eternal weight of glory. You are part of this spiritual lineage. Their faith forms a great cloud of witnesses that surrounds you, cheering you on. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. Every fear you have felt, they also felt. And just as they overcame by my power, so will you. I am aligning your journey with the divine patterns of the past. The same spirit that sustained them will sustain you. The same love that carried them will carry you. I have never failed, and I will not start with you. Trust me. When the darkness whispers that it is too late or that you have been disqualified, remember the stories of those who came before you. They heard the same lies, but they held on to my promise, and I vindicated them. I will do the same for you. You may feel small, but you are chosen. You may feel behind, but you are right on time. You may feel invisible, but my eyes are always on you. The world may not understand your journey, but I am its author. So lift your head, wipe your tears, take the next step in faith. You are walking a sacred path marked by my hand. Every trial has been used to shape your heart for what is to come. Your story is unique, beautiful, holy, and eternal. You were not made simply to survive this life. You were made to reign in my name. This is your time. Stand in it. Do not shrink back. Your journey is just beginning.